And it's time now for Ask the Expert. 75% of American workers now believe they will outlive their savings. That's according to a recent study.
But it doesn't have to be that way. Many of us are making some basic mistakes with our 401ks that could end up costing us a bundle by the time we reach retirement.
Financial professional Ryan O'Leary with wealthwisconsin.com is here to help us avoid making those mistakes. And I guess the first question, Ryan, why are we all just dumb? What happened?
No, not quite.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, Shannon and I are just fine. What's happened over the last many years is with the big transition away from pension plans to the 401k type plan, it puts more of the pressure, more of the onus on us to do that planning. And for a lot of people, it's overwhelming, it's confusing, or worse, and it creates a lot of doubt and a lot of skepticism, and people just put their head down and don't know what to do, and that's a big challenge.
So help us kind of figure out how to get our heads out of the sand when it comes to dealing with this money.
The first thing, we look at 4 different areas where people are making mistakes. Number 1 is we're staying with the company-sponsored plan. What I mean by that is a lot of employers, and this is a good thing, they will go ahead and set you up automatically into their plan at 1, 2, maybe even 3%. Unfortunately, a lot of people never do anything more than that. So when I'm talking to clients and people are in our office, we're talking about how do we budget to increase that? How can we get more out of that? Can we get that up to 3, 4, 5%? Can we bump it up to 8 or 10%? Really letting that ball start to roll and create a much more powerful retirement plan in the future.
And of course, a lot of employers will match what you contribute, and that's essentially free money, which I think a lot of people forget. Huh?
Absolutely free money. You want to get at least up to that point where you're meeting that match level, for sure.
Okay, so talk about cashing out too soon, because a lot of times people say, I've got this money sitting here, I can use it for something, but not thinking about the long term when I'm going to really need to use it.
Exactly. People do, they'll leave their employer and they'll take that money, which is, it's their money, obviously, but there's a lot of power in letting it roll, letting it ride, letting it keep growing. And what happens, we'll pull that out, and it ends up to where we lose track of, or we lose the ability to have that compounding interest, and we forget about the tax implications. That's been tax deferred money, now we've got to pay income tax on it. Or worse, if you're under 59 and a half and you pull that money out early, in most cases you've got a 10% tax penalty. You don't need to leave an extra tip on the table.
That's a very good point. Does there come a point when it's simply too late?
So when it's too late to start putting money in? Actually, not at all. I've seen many cases, people in my office, where they end up to where we've had something go sideways, people lost jobs many years ago, and just getting focused, being diligent, being focused, setting goals, and budgeting can really overcome that. There's really no time, and it's never too late. Good question.
Are there any mistakes that we're making as far as paying too many fees?
Fees are a big thing. You want to watch that. You want to make sure you understand what actually are you paying to have the money managed. Most 401k plans, you're going to have a couple % that you're paying kind of right off the top. In fact, if you go to our website, wealthwisconsin.com, we have a tool on there. You can get information about your 401k and get the background detail as far as what kind of fees and stuff like that is available. So check that out.
Talk about IRAs.
IRAs, rolling them over. So a lot of times people think that when you leave an employer, you have to roll it into an IRA. In fact, the advisor community is somewhat to blame for this. There's new Department of Labor rules that are coming into effect just next year, and it'll require advisors to be more transparent and keep the worker in their best interest. Example, you might be able to leave it there at your old employment. You might be able to roll it into your new employer's plan, or go ahead and put it into it for another IRA on your own.
Well, we could talk about this all day, clearly, but we're getting the wrap. So if you've got a question for our experts, you can email them at asktheexpert@today'stmj4.com. You can also leave a message at 967-5253.